Hello you guys! Today is Monday and I decided it'd be fun to do another reading vlog of all the books that I decided to read this week. Over the weekend I started The Do-Over by Lynn Painter, who is one of my all-time favorite authors, and this is actually an ARC copy. This book comes out in November, I believe November 15th. So I was so excited to read this one and I had to start it immediately, but this is basically like a time loop storyline. In this book, the main character Emily is stuck reliving the same day over and over again, and that day happens to be Valentine's Day, in which she finds her boyfriend cheating on her. So definitely not a day that you would want to relive over and over again. Basically, she is reliving this day, trying to figure out what she needs to fix in order to go back to normal. But when something good starts to come out of these terrible days, what happens when the universe stops doling out the do-overs? So far, this book is so cute. This is a YA rom-com, and if you read Lynn Painter's Better Than the Movies, it kind of reminds me of that. It's very reminiscent, of course, the same writing style because it is the same author, but just like a very cute, funny, feel-good sort of book. I'm only 65 pages in right now, but this book is actually pretty short. It's just under 300 pages, so definitely a quicker read. Also, can we just talk about how cute the cover is on this one? I love all of the colors. It's just so cute. I'm gonna get to reading this one today. My goal is to finish this by tomorrow, if not tomorrow afternoon, so I think we can do it. I'll keep you guys posted. Okay, I ended up finishing The Do-Over this morning and it was absolutely adorable. Definitely the same sort of vibes as Better Than the Movies. Both are amazing YA novels with no spice. Lynn Painter's writing is just so funny and entertaining. It doesn't feel juvenile. But basically, in this book, she's stuck in a time loop, like I said yesterday, keeps reliving the same day over and over again. So finally, she's fed up. She's like, you know what? Today's gonna be the day of no consequences because I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and have to repeat it all again. Nobody's going to remember this anyway. So she lives an absolutely insane day, just totally rebellious, doing things that she wouldn't normally do. And her day of no consequences backfires on her when she wakes up, and it is the next day, February 15th. So she kind of has to clean up all of the mess that she made from the previous day, and just how everything unfolds. I thought it was so funny, but it does touch on grief and like tumultuous family issues. I adored this book and I definitely recommend that you guys check it out. But after I had finished up that book, I decided to keep the romance going, but we're going to do a little spooky twist with The Ex-Hex, which I've been wanting to read. This one's like a spooky rom-com and obviously the perfect choice for the current season. So I am pumped to get into this one. This one I believe is also pretty short, just around 300 pages, so this will probably be a pretty quick read as well. So I'm going to get started on this one and let you guys know what it's all about. Hi guys, happy Wednesday. So yesterday I started The Ex-Hex and I have not gotten very far in this book yet. I'm only on page 83. Right now in the book, the main character Vivi, she had broken up with her boyfriend about 9 years ago. And during that time, she was heartbroken. She was freaking pissed. So her and her cousin or her aunt had accidentally cursed him, and they didn't think it was a real curse, but turns out 9 years later, the man is cursed. During those 9 years where they were broken up, they hadn't seen each other until now. And there's definitely still a spark there, which honestly, I don't know how I feel about how that was written yet, because it was like they saw each other and she was still mad, but there was still like these flirty vibes. There was no awkward stage really, and I just feel like her anger is just, she should be angrier. I don't know. So anyways, it is really cute so far. It's kind of giving me a little bit of Sabrina the Teenage Witch and Halloween Town vibes. And usually I'm not big on fantasy as a genre. Even when I was younger, I just couldn't get into it. Like Harry Potter, not for me. But I do like the occasional witchy stuff, and I think because it's, you know, a little bit more humorous, I like it a little bit more. I don't know if that actually makes any sense at all, but I am enjoying this so far. But I think reading this, and also I was getting ready and listening to like an emo throwbacks playlist, I got so crazy with my makeup today. Okay, the braids are not giving. Good enough. Anyways, today is Thursday and I just finished The X Hex, and honestly, don't think I love this one. I will say, I think it was a cute seasonal read. Like if you want to pick up something with a little bit of a Halloween feel this October, this is definitely cute, but it lacks something. It lacks depth. I didn't really feel the connection or like the chemistry between the two characters, and I don't really like when books make the relationships like overly sexual, and that's like what the relationship is about, is just like physical attraction. I ended up giving it 3 stars on my Goodreads. I also feel like it pulled me right out of whatever romance mood I was previously in. So today I'm picking up a thriller. I am going to start The Daughter. This is by Jane Schmilt, and this sounds so interesting. The main character's daughter goes missing in this book, and it turns into a cold case. The mom is desperately searching for answers, and along the way she starts piecing together that her daughter was not quite exactly who she thought she was. She knows she'll never be able to find her daughter unless she uncovers the whole truth about her, a twisting, painful journey into the past that will lead to an almost unthinkable revelation. I'm really excited to see what it's all about. Okay, listen you guys, I have a lot of thoughts about this book. When I started it last night, I was like, this is going to be so good. I immediately had like loved the author's writing. I liked how descriptive it was, and kind of has like, well, the whole book really does have like a sad undertone to it because of the plot, but also just like the writing style. And at first it was giving me a little bit of Then She Was Gone, and I had really liked that book. So I was like, okay, I am going to love this one. I was so excited about it. The beginning is really, really good. It draws you in, and this book kind of turned into like a dichotomy because it was a page turner till the very end, but in the middle it was very slow. It wasn't like a really gripping or thrilling sort of story, but I just couldn't put it down. But the middle was hard to get through. It's written in both past and present tense, which in most books I love that. I love to see everything unraveling in 2 different timelines, but I found the present day entries to be kind of boring. Like it wasn't really offering anything to the story. There wasn't any real clues or foreshadowing, and at times it was a little confusing about what was going on, and it was like the author had just assumed you already knew. I didn't like that very much, and then the end of this book was probably the most disappointing ending of all time. Like there was all this lead up, and I cannot believe that that is how she decided to wrap this up. So yeah, that was sad. I don't even know what to pick up for my next book now, but we need something good. We're like 1 for 3 this week. I think I'm actually going to start this one. This is Regretting You by Colleen Hoover, and this isn't like a romance or anything. I think this is more about like a family relationship, like a mom and daughter. So I'm going to give this a go. It's something a little bit different, and it's been a while since I've read something from Colleen Hoover. Getting some tea. These little things are the best thing ever.
Want to say hi? You want to say hi? Oh my god, I see ya.
Hello. Okay, I just wanted to update you guys that I am on page 87, and I am really, really liking this one so far. In this book, it starts off in the past, 17 years prior, where Morgan, the older sister and the mother of the main character in the story, and her younger sister Jenny are at a party with both of their boyfriends. When Morgan realizes that she is pregnant, and then flash forward 17 years later, you get the point of view of the daughter in present day. This isn't a spoiler because on the back it says the father passes away. So right now in the story, the father just passed away, and they are about to, you know, get their lives started as just a single mother and daughter. So I think this is where like the story is really going to start. But we definitely already have threads to unravel here. I'm obviously not super far in the story yet. I'm at the very beginning. I'm probably like what, like a quarter in. It's 8 p.m. Oh fuck. I just made a fresh cup of coffee, so I do plan on staying up a little bit later, but I don't know if I'm going to finish this one tonight or not. We'll see. You guys, I love this book. I ended up reading it really fast last night. I finished like the last 50-ish pages this morning, and I love this book. This is probably in my top 3 of Colleen Hoover books. I just love the story. I love the characters. It was so sad. It made me cry at certain points, but I love how it wrapped up at the end. I'm so happy that I ended the week with this book because it just, I really enjoyed this one. Highly recommend. A little wrap up of all of the books that I read this week. So Regretting You, I ended up giving 5 stars just because I just really liked it. Maybe more of like a 4.5, but I rounded up. The Daughter, I rated 3 stars, but honestly I would recommend passing on this one. I also rated the Ex-Hex 3 stars, but I enjoyed this one more than The Daughter. Maybe this one should be 2 stars. I don't know, I feel like that's so harsh. But this one's good for like a cozy October read. It just wasn't my normal vibe, and I think that's why I rated it a little bit lower. And The Do-Over was also a 5-star read for me. I love this book. So we had some hits, we had some misses, but thank you guys so much for hanging out with me this week. I hope that you enjoyed today's video. I will see you guys soon. Bye.